Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Nani Nia. And thank you for being here today. And y'all, I'm just sitting here thinking, like, how did Dolly go from fighting for Summer to fighting Summer over and over and over and over and over again? And how did it come to Summer clocking her upside her head in hell? Like, when did it get this bad? When did it get this bad? I mean, she did bring up and say that Summer talked about her nieces and nephews or something. Well, Natalie bring that up or something like that. But is it because of that, or is it because she said you like to take, the pink Benadryl tablets when you have an allergy flare up? I don't know, I'm not sure. But today we're talking about Baddies, of course, Baddies USA. Let's get into it. Okay, let me correct myself. So it was Roly who brung up the whole she was like, yeah, she talked about your nieces and nephews. She talked about my kids, and then Journey, like I'm gonna say Journey. Natalie, like, yeah, she talked about Journey's nanny having breast cancer. Like, come on, Natalie. Did you make that up? We gonna have to see receipts for that, because now you pulling shit out your ass now. Come on now. So Natalie sent Neek to gather all the cabaret girlies. Who's in charge of the girls? Who's in charge of the who's in charge of the girls? Who's in charge of the So Neek went and gathered all the cabaret girlies. So it's Neek, Egypt, and Miss Wet Wet walks in. Then they get to talking about like, basically Nick is really trying to see if all the cabaret girls are going to stand together or they going to stand divided. So they basically trying to come together to talk everything out. So Egypt had an issue with Wet Wet. They sat and they talked like women. They talked it out and squashed it and everything like that. So, they get to asking each other, who else, you have any issues with or whatever. So Wet Wet started talking about Amber. So Wet Wet bring Amber up. As she bring Amber up, Amber is walking in. So Amber like, oh, what about Amber? What about Amber? And then next thing you know, she just took off on Wet Wet. So Amber basically like, let me go ahead and get up on you now, so I won't have to get up on you later, because I'm not trying to have to keep on doing this with you throughout the whole season. So she like, you always got my name in your mouth. As soon as I walk in, you got my name in your mouth. You always talking about me. Let's just get this over with. So Amber mopped the whole restaurant with Wet Wet. And then after she did that, of course, in true Wet Wet fashion, Wet Wet is all over that restaurant. I'm talking spread eagle, legs open, cootie cat out. Where is Jocelyn to tell this bitch put her cootie cat up? And then they arguing back and forth, and you know what? At this point, I'm gonna just assume that everybody take the pink Benadryl tablets for their allergy flare ups. They all do it, I guess. So while Wet Wet at the restaurant fixing her coochie piercing, Natalie and Rolly is still meeting with the trio, so they still have one more trio to meet with, and that's the Pretty Three. I guess that's what their name is or whatever. So Kate can walk in and she like, like as soon as she walk in, her whole face just was like, what? So Coke Killer like, oh, don't do all that walking in here, whatever. So K Rican, basically came in like, I'm gonna be real about the situation. I was wrong for going to the internet. But what was said was my true feelings. I feel as though y'all didn't have my back at that reunion. And Cold Killer and Fauna basically like, we had an agreement that that everybody was gonna stand on their own. We wasn't gonna fight for each other. And Cold Killer like, I really wanted you to stand on your own and pop your and do your thing or whatever, so they could bring you back on the next season or whatever the case may be. And then just, well, that whole thing, I just feel like it's BS, because you fought for Fauna. You was jumping in fights for Fauna. Fauna was jumping in fights and running fights for you. But y'all was not doing that for K Rican. K Rican was like the ugly stepchild. And that's what it looked like. And I feel like her feelings is valid. And y'all just trying to sit and dismiss it like it wasn't what it was when it was what it was. So they squashed it and they back cool now, I guess. So I guess we just have to wait and see, how the dynamic is going to be from now on. Because honestly, K Rican, she expressed her feelings and she had valid feelings and her friends didn't validate those feelings. So I don't know. We'll see how the dynamic is once the season go on. So right after Amber done mopped that wet wet, here comes another cabaret baddie, Miss Kanaya, yay! And Egypt looks real irritated, like when they start beefing, what's this issue? So when Kanaya walked in, Neek just basically hopped up and was like, what we doing? Are we on the same team? Are we sticking together or what? Like what's up? What we doing? So basically, Neek and Kanaya, they get to talking about the issue that they had, which wasn't like a direct issue. It was just Neek didn't mess with Kanaya because the other girls that Nick was cool with. So Kanaya just basically like, I don't have an issue with you. You had the issue with me because of other bitches. That was the issue. So what do you want to do about it? So Nick like, no, I checked you at the reunion and da da da. And Kanaya like, you ain't really checked nothing. You ain't checked too much of anything. But you was saying like little slick stuff. No, we ain't never have like a direct issue, but you was over there with them other girls who didn't mess with me, kiki and talking trash about me. So I don't, that's iffy energy. So if you over there talking trash about me, then of course I'm gonna feel as though you don't like me. So we don't like each other. That is what it is. I mean, which is common sense. So Amber like, all right, come on, y'all talking in circles. Are we sticking together? Are we not? Like, what we gonna do? So while Amber saying that, um, what is this girl? Egypt. I don't know how I forgot her name that quick. She got a tatted right there on her chest like a name tag. So in the midst of Amber saying that, Egypt like, oh, I'm sticking with who I want to stick with. Amber like, no, we all need to stick together. So Amber like, no, I ain't sticking with that bitch. Talk about Kanaya. So Egypt like, oh, bitch, I don't like you. I ain't sticking with you. I don't fuck with you. Da da da. And Kanaya just basically like, bitch, I don't give a fuck who like me, who don't like me, who want to fuck with me, who don't want to fuck with me. None of the who gonna have my back, who not gonna have my back. I don't care. You bitches have an issue with me because of the next bitch. I've never had an issue with you bitches. You sit on all these lives, Instagram, TikTok, all this other stuff on live doing all these rants about me, constantly talking about me. I don't even worry about you girls. So Egypt like, I don't say nothing about you. I ain't never say nothing about you and da da da, whatever the case may be. But it's like, why are you so angry? So Kanaya like, and you said you was gonna slap me. Like, what's your point of wanting to slap me? Like, what's your point? What you need to slap me for? So Amber, slap her, slap her. So here go, Egypt getting up. Oh, I am gonna slap you. I am gonna slap you. And then Kanaya like, keep her away. Keep her away from me. Do not let her touch me. So the whole time they, they really like tussling honestly because Kanaya is running for her. She keep backing up, but I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you because we seen that girl get her face split open and her nose broke. And Egypt said she split more than one person's face open. So I ain't even mad at you, girl. Protect that face, girl. So yeah, Egypt just sat right there and kept on trying to fight her, chasing her around or whatever. But I feel like you trying to fight these easy targets. Like when Wet Wet came in and you wanted to address whatever issue that you had with Wet Wet, easy target. You sat right there like a lady and deaded it. Then when it comes to Kanaya, we all know Kanaya is not the best fighter. Come on now, let's be honest. And if you really got hands, and you really a heavy hitter, why are you fighting a girl who really ain't? Because you're picking. That's why. So they ran around playing a little cat and mouse game the whole time. Egypt chasing Kanaya the whole time. So basically, all in all, they Amber and Wet so-called squashed it. Um, Egypt walked out. Then Kanaya basically said, okay, well, whatever she'll do with the alliance thing. But honestly, though, none of them trust each other. They don't trust each other. They all discombobulated. They wasn't all on one accord from the jump from the get go. So honestly, they all going in better go in there with their backs against the wall. Now we get to the rehearsal. And when I say they had everybody at the rehearsal, I mean everybody at the rehearsal. They had the baddies, the OG baddies, the OG of the OG baddies, the now that Zeus girls. They had the cabaret girls. They had some extra people. They got some off the streets. The homeless lady. The person that worked at McDonald's. When I tell you everybody was in there, everybody was in there. And then you could look and you can see like it looked like pure it looked like it was gonna be chaos from the jump. From the walk in. It looked like it was gonna be pure chaos. So Lemmy and Natalie is basically letting the girls know that they gotta go do a performance at Coachella, so they can't stay for the whole what is it, rehearsal? They can't stay for the whole rehearsal, but she will be there at the performance. As soon as she walk in, she should be ready to walk on stage. So she basically giving Rolly the rundown of everything she needs. She like, yeah, I see girls on here with 3, 7, 6, 7 songs. We don't need that many songs. The show don't need to be that long. Make sure you cut it down. Make sure you have everything in order. Make sure you do this and make sure you do that. And then Rolly go to give Natalie a hug. And then Pressure try to sneak Rolly. Yeah. Pressure tried to sneak her for real. Like sneak her, but she wasn't successful. It was what it was. So Natalie and Lemmy leave, and all complete, total, utter chaos breaks out. So Wewe and Amber, it's Wewe versus Amber. Wewe and Amber get into it because Amber walking past Wewe, but Wewe is whispering to Kanaya like, "Oh, I ain't taking up for that bitch." So Amber like, "Girl, like just stop saying stuff about me. Stop saying my name. Stop bringing it up." Or whatever. So Wet get the popping it, and then Amber just take off on her. So they fought. After they fought, once they fought, that's like Wet was activated after that. Like when I tell you she up on the stage with Rolly, bending over, shaking it. This girl stood in front of the stage the whole time and listened to the music. Amber had to leave out to get a breather. Rolly put Diamond on the stage so Diamond can perform. Diamond done performed about eight songs. Within all these 8 songs, we had Cold Killer versus Tinker. We had Big Lex versus Camila, and Big Lex told Camila she did not have to do her like that. She had the side of her head gushing. Yeah, she did not have to do her like that. We had Cold Killer. Well, after Cold Killer versus Tinker, Fauna wanted to get that with Tinker too. So we had Fauna versus Tinker. We got Ciroc versus Tavy. Tavy got beat up. Ciroc Tour. Ciroc Tour. We got Fauna versus Tavy. Cold Killer basically jumped in and got her little lick off of Tavy. Well, tried to sneak in and get her little lick off of Tavy. But when I tell you Tavy seen, like she was fighting Fauna, but she seen Cold Killer coming up. So as Cold Killer thinking she about to sneak and get her, yeah, Tavy got her first. Bow, right to the face. Girl, bow, back up. Real quick. Then we got Wet was sloppy drunk all over the stage, mind you, dancing and everything. Mind you, Diamond done did about 6, 7 songs, and she did line it up about 2, 3 times. Then we got Persuasion versus Pressure, and honestly, they could have kept it. They could have kept it for real. Oh, and before Big Lex and Camila, it was E.T. and Camila. And I forgot the Baddies Gone Wild girls was there too, y'all. It's so much. It was just a lot going on in this one room, and y'all, all this is going on, and mind you, Diamond is still on the stage. So then you get Rolly get to calling a new DJ, DJ Blue Diamond. So in the midst of her calling a new DJ to come to the stage for Taseki performance, Mariah takes it upon herself to run up on stage and sneak DJ Sky. Like, girl, how many times you about to sit right here and keep doing the kicking war thing? Like, how many times you about to keep trying to run up and fight this girl? Let it go. She already said she's not fighting. It's not her brand. Girl, Mariah, let it go. Like, stop it. Now I'm starting to feel like you trying to be Honor. Like, you should still want to fight nobody but Honor because Honor put her hands on your mother. Then they ready for Taseki to go, but Taseki can't even go because don't even hit him, call her name, her or Biggie, because they back there trying to make sure Camila is okay because Big Lex done gushed this out of, got this out of her head gushing. This is falling apart. First of all, she could sit right here and multitask. You got girls, yeah, rehearsing and fighting at the same time, but you only really had one girl rehearse, and that was Diamond, and Diamond did 20 songs. So basically, after Diamond performed her whole album, Rolly like, all right, since we waiting for Biggie and Saseki to come to the stage, y'all go ahead and come to the middle of the floor if you gonna fight. So now we got E.T. and Persuasion fighting. Like, okay, what are we doing here? Like, seriously. Because if you made it this far in the video and you haven't liked, commented, or subscribed, what are you doing? Share the video. Subscribe so you'll be notified every time that I post something. Hello. Comment, like. Let's build a community. I love the community. Do you love the community? Don't you love the community? You should love the community, so let's build it. Until next time, bye.